3, 2, 1, action! Yo, what's up guys? Cam here, and I've got a little video for you on how to solve complex problems easily, the easy way. And this is really important because most people do this completely the wrong way, and it's very, very painful. So the distinction on this video is about using energy, not time, to invest in solving your problems, okay? And it's a big distinction because most people don't invest energy, they invest time. So I want you to think about a complex problem that you're working on solving, and think about how much time it's taking you to actually get into that problem and you're working on it, and think about what you're doing to produce the outcomes. Maybe it's growing your business, one of your goals, or growing your business, or doing something particular that you've got that you're working on. And the tendency is to continuously invest your time. So if you want to solve the problem faster, you invest 20 hours more of your time in the week. You put more focus on it in terms of how much time you're spending on it. And so what I want to draw your attention to is the idea that your output and your ability to tackle and come up with essentially a creative solution to that problem is actually more dependent on your energy, the energy that is brought to the problem, than the time that you invest in it. And this is a hugely important distinction that virtually nobody understands. So imagine that you are tired and I ask you to deal with one of the most complex problems in your life, something that you are finding very difficult to deal with, very difficult to think about, and has a few different dynamics involved. Maybe it's got some of your own limiting beliefs or emotions in there, and the outcome of solving that problem is going to be really great for you. It's going to be a big deal. And so what you want to do is you go to solve this problem, but I want you to imagine now trying to solve that problem with a very, very low level of energy. So you come at it with low, you're tired physically, you're drained emotionally, you can't focus because you're obviously tired physically and drained emotionally, and maybe even the problem is not in line with your values, which is spiritual energy. So there's 4 domains of energy. You've got physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And so if you've got low levels of battery with that, if you've got low levels of those particular batteries, and you're bringing a low level of energy to try to solve a complex problem, what you'll usually find is that you bang your head up against the wall. It just goes duh, 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 and it's like throwing a blunt instrument at a wall and expecting the wall to come down, okay? And this is what we then do, is we get frustrated and we think, okay, I'm going to invest more time in solving that problem. And so we invest more time, and what happens is we just get more and more and more frustrated, because essentially what we're trying to do is we're using a very low energy system to try to solve a problem which requires a very high level of energy to solve. And this is a big deal, because if you have this as a pattern, you will consistently attempt to use time to solve problems which should be solved by higher energy levels, okay? Now when you flip the thinking, what happens is you realize that it's productive for you to take downtime for starters. That's just one of the implications of flipping this thinking. The other thing is you'll realize there are certain times when you have higher energy naturally that you can focus and channel towards solving more complex problems. And when you do that, the problems will just melt. You'll find that something you were banging on against, you couldn't get past it, is just suddenly melts away. And you're like, wow, that was so easy. How come that was so easy? And you'll have examples in your life where there was these really difficult problems to solve, and then they were actually solved effortlessly. And we have a paradigm in the West where we think that effort is the measurement and the metric of what we should be aspiring to. So the more effort that we put in, the better the results will be. But it's just simply not the case. So you can burn yourself out, you can come to these problems and just bring your energy level lower, and then you try to solve the problem. It just isn't going to fall because you've got an energy level requirement of up here and you're operating from down here. So really, really important that you look at the energy that you're bringing to a problem, and you also want to ritualize or create rituals which essentially put you into a high energy state before you engage in solving complex problems. And that includes producing content or producing elements in your work or your business that require a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. Those are very temporary batteries. Those batteries are finite in resource, and they will fall very quickly. So you need to have everything geared up to be able to tap all those resources at once. So maximum physical energy, taking care of your body, taking care of your energy in that level. Your emotions, you're going to be taking care of relationships and nurturing yourself, really building yourself up. It's your self-talk and all that. Your mental, which is your capacity and to engage in focused attention over a prolonged period of time on one particular domain, and to be able to look at it from lots of different angles. And then your spiritual, which is all about your values. Are you living your values? Are you in line with your values? And each of these domains go off. You know, they get out of track and move off in a different direction because we don't manage them well. And then by not managing them well, you then are trying to solve problems again with an energy level down here, and you need it to be up here. You can't solve the problem that way. Okay, so you can't even, if you've got a low emotional battery, you're going to find it impossible to receive feedback or introspect enough to analyze a belief system that needs to change in order for you to solve the problem, for example. If you've got low physical energy and you try to create something and you've got low emotional energy, how are you going to be really creative? You can't be really creative. You need a high level of emotional battery to be able to be extremely creative. If you've got low physical or low emotional energy, your focus is going to be off. You're not going to be able to stay focused in the zone if you've got all these anxieties running around, these worries happening, and your emotions are running crazy and you're not managing that well. So there's so many ways that your energy system negatively affects your ability to produce that you've got to look at the energy systems and what you're doing to manage those effectively, rather than just going to this time, which is what everybody does. So that's what I want you to understand on this video. It's a really, really important concept. So it's about investing your energy and finding ways to acquire the highest quality of energy that you can then funnel and direct straight at your most complex problems, and you'll find that they just melt away. And versus when you try to invest time where you just end up burning out. That's it for me. I have to go, but that's a little distinction for you. Let me know how you go with it. All right, peace, bye.